Sombra returns, written by Lotus Moon, read by 8th Flame. It had been almost a year since Twilight Sparkle rose to the position of the Princess of Friendship. As usual, she was spending her time in the castle library with her friends. Applejack was looking through a recipe book for apple-based dishes. Rarity was looking up fashion books for new designs and inspiration. Rainbow Dash was looking through the history of the Wonderbolts. Fluttershy was tending to her bunny angel. Twilight was reading up on sciencey things, and Pinkie Pie was just being Pinkie Pie. As Twilight began to finish up on the book she was reading out of a stack of almost 50 books, a deep, dark, and familiar sinister voice echoed through the library. It was low as first the only Twilight could hear. A deep, dark, and familiar sinister voice echoed through the library. It was low at first the only Twilight could hear it. "Did you girls hear something?" Twilight asked, looking around the library. To this, each of her friends shook their heads and continued what they were doing. It was the voice came again, low and almost growling at one word. Twilight looked around in all directions, even at the library ceiling. This time she was sure she heard something but couldn't place her hoof on where the voice might be coming from. "Okay, I'm sure you girls must have heard it this time. How could you not?" "Easy there, Sugar Cube. Maybe it is time for you to take a break from all the reading you've been doing," Applejack said, walking over to Twilight and placing a hoof on her book to close it. "You're probably tired and hearing things, so why don't we all just go to a dining room and have a little snack and a breather? I'll head over to the kitchen and whip us some grub. I just saw a new recipe that might do the trick." "I have to agree with Applejack. Look at all the books you've read and have yet to read, darling. If you keep exerting yourself so much, you'll end up like me when I made all 6 of our dresses for the Grand Galloping Gala," Rarity said. "I agree too. If you're reading things, Twilight, then it's time for a break," Fluttershy said softly. "A snack now would be perfect too." Rainbow Dash stretched and scratched the back of her neck.
"Don't get me wrong, but being in one spot too long, especially the library, is super boring."
She was about to fly up and place her book up on the shelf when Pinkie Pie hopped in.
"Everybody needs a break."
Pinkie Pie smiled as wide as ever. Seeing her friend's concern for her, Twilight smiled. "You're right. Maybe I do need a break, so let's have that snack." She and her friends were about to leave the library. The voice came back much louder this time. "Crystals." Soon a familiar black mist circled the room. A maniacal laugh filling the room. The ponies looked around and panicking before the mist took its proper form. The evil pony king who ruled the Crystal Empire, King Sombra. He cackled at his triumphant return to a physical form, but put the other ponies on high alert. He looked at all of them individually till his eyes fell on Twilight.
"Well, what a surprise. The foolish unicorn that found the crystal heart and fell for my trap."
"King Sombra, what are you doing here and how did you return to your physical form? You were destroyed when the crystal heart was re-energized." Twilight started to power up her horn.
"If you really want to know, he brought me here."
Sombra chuckled in his throat. "What?" Twilight's horn lost its glow as she looked dumbfounded. "How could I have brought you here?"
"Don't listen to him, Twilight. He's just trying to get into your head."
"Whoa, Nelly, take it easy, Dash," AJ muffled out.
"We certainly can't have this conversation here. Too many distractions. Let's go somewhere more private."
With that, Sombra returned to mist and surrounded the room again. The ponies covered their eyes and screamed as Sombra's laugh echoed and bounced off the walls. Soon, everything was quiet and Rarity was the first one to open her eyes. She looked around the room, counting all of her friends before shrieking, "Twilight, she's gone!"
"What?"
Rainbow Dash and everyone else looked around. Where Twilight was first standing moments ago was a feather from her wings. "Where could she have gone?" Fluttershy trembled, holding a struggling angel tighter. "She couldn't have gone far. Search everywhere," Applejack ordered, and each pony took a part of the castle. Each came back with nothing. "How could this happen? Where could she have gone?" Rarity asked, the panic and fear settling to her voice.
"What if that monster took her?"
Rainbow Dash asked. "Easy, girls. We just had to keep searching. Even if Sombra took her, Twilight is a tough princess. She can handle herself." Applejack said, trying to be brave, but just like everyone else, she was worried about their friend.
What if he killed her?
Pinkie asked, her mane deflating as her eyes teared up. This caught everyone else off guard. I don't think such thing, Pinkie Pie. That could never happen. Applejack tried, not letting the tears spring up. But what if she's right? What if Sombra killed her? Fluttershy almost immediately started crying.
Don't be silly. Twilight wouldn't go down without a fight.
Rainbow said, landing and letting her wings slack instead of folding them in.
But none of us could see. And there was no scream. What if Sombra took her and is torturing her before killing her? What if we never see her again?
Rarity said, her mascara running from the tears streaming down her cheeks. All of the ponies' silent cry echoed in the large foyer. Even as Spike, who had gone to Canterlot for a while, came back and saw everyone.
Hey girls, what's the matter? Why are you all crying? And where's Twilight?
He asked.
Oh, Spike! Twilight she's...
Rarity said, unable to finish before choking up on her tears.
She's gone!
Almost immediately, Spike's jaw dropped in disbelief. After getting nearly incoherent explanation as to what happened, he ran to the library and immediately penned a letter to Princess Celestia before sending it in a green swirling flame.